Hello and welcome back to Overbooked. I'm Amanda and today we're going to be doing a book review and baking at the same time. I did this for From Scratch by Tempe Lock a while ago and I thought it was really fun. And so I'm going to do it again. And today we're reviewing the book Relish, My Life in the Kitchen by Lucy Knisley. And we're also going to be baking her famous chocolate chip cookies. One, because they sound really good. And I love chocolate chip cookies. And two, because they seemed like the easiest recipe in there. So, this is the recipe. So, we have the ingredients over here. And then she has our little instructions here, which is just really cute. Am I nervous about doing this? Yes. Do I think it will go well? Who knows? But, here we go. So, the ingredients that we need are flour, baking soda, butter, salt, chocolate chips, which we have, sugar, brown sugar, and 2 eggs, vanilla, and the only thing that I'm not including in this because Chandler sucks is coconut flakes. I was at the grocery store last night getting all the ingredients, and I was like, all right, we need coconut flakes for this too, and he was like, no, I don't like coconut flakes. So I'm like, well, I guess we're not doing that then. Let's try to melt this butter, I guess. I think I melted the butter as much as I could. Who knows if I did that correctly though, so. Fun fact about me is that I am not good at baking or cooking, but my mother is actually an excellent baker, excellent cook, and I got none of her skills, so. Okay, so it looks like we want the butter, what I have here, brown sugar, and other sugar. Ah! Oh my god, it's so hard. Ah! Alright, so I got one of these. Is that bad? It's like white. After a struggle bus of like what felt like 10 minutes, we got the brown sugar. My worry is that I've had this brown sugar for a while and that it is not good. A little worried about that, but how much I can do now. This I feel much better about. I also just bought it yesterday, so it should be good. Okay, I'm baking, you guys. Oh my god. Ah, I never thought I'd see the day. Okay. My mom never thought she'd see the day. So we're gonna mix all of these ingredients of sugar, brown sugar, and butter together. It says mix. So we're gonna do that. Okay. Add vanilla and eggs gradually while stirring. So I'm gonna use a smaller bowl for the 2 eggs. So add vanilla and eggs gradually while stirring. Oh, I add them to this bowl. So we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Add vanilla and eggs gradually while stirring. I can't do both at the same time, can I? Yeah, I guess. Okay, so then I add the eggs. Oh shit. Oh my god, I got egg on my foot. Oh my god, that's so gross. It's like trickling down. Okay, I think this is happening. This is coming together. There's some clumps of brown sugar still. Okay, so it says in a separate bowl, we're gonna put the flour and baking soda and salt. So I'm just gonna get rid of this other fucking bowl. I need 2 cups of flour. Relish, My Life in the Kitchen, I got from a recommendation from a friend at work, and she read it for one of her book clubs, so that was cool. But I needed to read it for 2 reasons I read it was 1 for the VSco readathon. I had to read a book outside of my comfort zone, and a graphic novel so this is Relish is a graphic novel, and I don't ever read graphic novels, and I'm not really drawn to them, so this was definitely outside of my comfort zone for sure. And then I also read it for I can't remember what the other prompt was that I read it for the VSco readathon. But regardless, I read it for that. And then I'm also reading it I read it for the Reading Women Challenge. We had to read a book about food. And this whole book is about food. So perfect. And check. Now I need Okay, 1 teaspoon of salt. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was really cute, even though it was a book I would never really pick up myself if I didn't have the recommendation or like the readathon or the challenge to really urge me to actually do it, which is why I love doing those, because it makes me read these things. And but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cute, and it was just, the illustrations are really fun, and yeah, I recommend it if you guys, especially if you're a YA fan or a graphic novel fan. I thought it was really cute and really good. What if I did not get baking soda? How terrible would that be? That'd be terrible. Okay. Relish is pretty much Lucy Knisley's memoir in graphic novel form, and it is YA. It's teen, I guess. And it was really good. So it details her life growing up in New York and with her parents, who are both very into food. So her mom's a chef. Her dad's not a chef, but he's like definitely a foodie. They never wanted her to, you know, eat at McDonald's or eat anything that's like just very, like any fast food. They hated it, or any junk food. But she grew up eating like creme brulee and all these fancy dishes, and it just led her for a love of food and cooking and baking, and chronicling her life through food and how certain foods give her certain memories. And I definitely think that's definitely true. Like, I feel the same. There are definitely certain foods that stir memories with me. Like growing up, I'm supposed to be gradually combined. Like just certain moments in time with certain foods. Like during Christmas time, my mom makes these certain cookies, and I'm like, anytime that I eat those, it just reminds me of like growing up and making those cookies with my mom in the kitchen, or like a certain meal reminds me of home, or like a certain snack will remind me of college, or a certain meal will remind me of a time that me and Chandler were together, or anything like that. And that's just the whole kind of premise of the book, is how food really creates a lot of our memories and it creates a lot of our connections and forms a lot of these things for us. And I totally think that that is legitimate and true in every sense of the word. Because it does. It really, truly does. My favorite place to be is like at my kitchen table. Well, I don't have one here, but when I was growing up, I loved just sitting at the kitchen table and talking. Or when I go to somebody's house, like I gravitate towards the kitchen, like to just snack on stuff and like sit at their kitchen table and talk. It's just a wonderful experience, and I feel like so many better conversations happen in the kitchen. I don't know why. They just do. Like, I would rather sit in a kitchen and just talk all night than go to my living room on the couch. I don't know why. And it's very weird. And it's not like, oh my god, I'm getting flour all over me. The kitchen is more comfortable. I don't know why, but I'm like, there's food near me. There's comfort. It's just such an intimate, like, I think the kitchen is just an intimate setting, and I just love that. I think this is where it would come in handy to have a KitchenAid mixer instead of this whisk. Am I supposed to be continuing to use this whisk? Who knows? Goodness, we're counting. She just has a ton of, so back to the book, but she has a ton of like little stories about growing up and how like when her parents divorced, her mom moved out to the countryside and they started a farm, like a little hobby farm. And she learned a lot of lessons there. And then how when she went to college, she went to Chicago, and there's this whole like food scene in Chicago, and she just loved hanging out with her friends, and just these little cute stories that were just precious. And I honestly there was like a smile on my face the entire time I was reading it, and so relatable. There was a story where one of her college friends who doesn't like to cook, and he wanted to get back, like he wanted to learn how to cook more, and he makes this thing called lemonade chicken, and it was terrible, and I guess they just all thought it was disgusting, but it was like one of her like fondest memories with her group of friends, because they were all sitting around a table laughing and sharing a meal. And it doesn't really matter if it was good or bad, it just matters that you're together. and I really liked that. It reminded me of a time in college, and we weren't making like lemonade chicken or anything. I was just trying to make mac and cheese, and it was like Chandler and I and one of my friends and one of our other friends, and we were like in the kitchen in our dorm, and I was just trying to make mac and cheese with hot dogs, and it was disgusting. It like was so watery and gross, and everyone didn't want to eat it, and we were just laughing so hard. And my friend still brings it up to this day and does not want me making mac and cheese for her. So I totally related to that story. Okay, so we're gonna mix in the chocolate chips. This is also where you would mix in the coconut, but we don't have coconut. 1 cup. Okay, I actually have a bag of chocolate chips already opened. Oh, 12 ounces. How many ounces are, oh my God, I had to put this whole bag in there? That's crazy. Okay, I was not reading this correctly. Okay, you need 12 ounces. Dump the whole bag in there, I guess. That seems like a lot. This is too much. Oh my God, stir these in. I haven't had a homemade chocolate chip cookie in forever though. So, oh my God, it smells like dough. I haven't had cookie dough in so long. This is, speaking of memories, this like pulls me back to my mom's kitchen, and I would like literally just hang out with her so I could eat the dough. I also like the conversation, but it would not help. But then afterwards I'd be like, you know, with the dough. It's my favorite part. Okay. Okay, so we need to get a baking sheet. So I'm also very worried about this baking sheet. Chandler and I literally only have one. It's a pizza pan. We use it for everything. So I'm a little, hopefully no other tastes come across in these chocolate chip cookies. Oh, ungreased pan. Oh, fuck. Why wouldn't you want to grease it? That's my question. I don't know. We're gonna grease it. Who knows? I don't believe her. She's the one who actually has cooking experience, but apparently I know better. So now we're just gonna drop everything on there. I like kind of want to save this. I'm saving this for later because I want to try that. So drop onto ungreased pan. So just taking a drop, I guess. She also says to pinch salt on top of each, which I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I've ever done that, and I don't know, like, does that add flavor or taste or something? I don't really know what that does. Speaking of baking and YouTube videos, if you guys want to watch legit people bake and cook, Chandler and I are obsessed with this YouTube channel called Bon Appetit. And like you guys probably already know about it, but it is really funny and really good. And we really like the It's Alive series with Brad Leone. He is hilarious. You should check it out if you don't. He does an episode on noodling. Oh my God, it's so funny. Yeah, I don't know. There's not a ton to say else about this book. I thought it was just really sweet. I mean, definitely 4 or 5 stars. Like, there's not really a reason I didn't really like it, but it wasn't really a reason. Like, I wasn't captivated. It was just cute to pick up every once in a while. And the illustrations are really good. She's a really good illustrator. And there's just really cute, relatable stories in there that I think that we can all relate to. And food does bring everybody together. And it's a way, I think, we can all connect across cultures, across lines. Like, it's just, I think, a really good way to like come together as one and, you know, connect with people. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this in shifts because I already covered this whole baking sheet and I have this much left. We're gonna do this in shifts. So the first shift came out and, you know, this is not ideal, but we can work with it. Right, the second and third batches turned out much better than the first batch over here. Oh my God. So that's good. So it took me a while to get this done since we had to do it in shifts, but I finally got the cookies done and I've had a couple bites and they're really, really good. I've been eating from the messed up pile, so very yummy. I think it would have been yummy with the coconut flakes, but whatever, we have Chandler to blame for that. Definitely really good. I'd suggest that you A, check out Relish by Lucy Knisley, and B, make these cookies because they're delish. Ooh. Thanks for following along on this hot mess of me baking. I definitely recommend Relish, so if you haven't checked it out now. And make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.